You tell me when to go. Hi, boys and girls. This is Mr. Reid, and I really miss not seeing you at school, and I hope I'll be able to see you very, very soon. I would like to read this book, The Popcorn Dragon, to you from my grandson's room, Dexter, with the dragon on the wall. The Popcorn Dragon. Dexter was a dragon with a green, scaly body and a long, twisty tail. He had short, knobby legs. He had wings like a bat's, which he would be able to fly with when he was older. Like all dragons, Dexter had a hot breath. When he got mad or excited and breathed extra hard, his breath grew extra hot. One day, Dexter felt sad because he had no one to play with. He was so sad that he sighed a deep sigh. Out of his mouth came a cloud of smoke. "Why, look at me," said Dexter. "I'm blowing smoke." He could hardly believe it. He sat still and breathed hard. Sure enough, smoke was coming out of his mouth. Dexter cried, "I never knew I could blow smoke." He ran to his mother, panting for joy. He shouted, "Look at me blowing smoke." He ran to the edge of the river where he could see himself in the water. He said, "Just look at that smoke." He thought, "I'm going to show the other animals how I can blow smoke." Dexter began to stroll up and down. He puffed a little smoke here, he puffed a little smoke there, as if blowing smoke was just nothing. After a while, he saw the other animals, the giraffe, the zebra, and the elephant, peeking at him from behind some rocks. The giraffe, the zebra, and the elephant all came out and watched Dexter blowing smoke. Their eyes nearly popped out of their heads. Dexter blew smoke until he looked like a bonfire. Pretty soon the giraffe sipped quietly away and hid behind a rock. He said, "Woo," trying to blow smoke like Dexter, but he couldn't do it. Then the zebra ran off and disappeared over a hill. He said, "Whoo," and "whoo," trying to blow smoke like Dexter, but he couldn't do it. Finally, the elephant said, "Goodbye, I have to go." He trotted into the woods and went, "Whoo, whoo, whoo," trying to blow smoke like Dexter, but he couldn't. So he said, "Whoo, who wants to blow smoke?" They all came back and watched Dexter out of the corner of their eyes to see how he blew smoke. Dexter was delighted. He said, "I can blow smoke and you can't." Dexter pranced around showing off. He chased a yellow butterfly with his smoke. He puffed a cloud of smoke at a green grasshopper. He scared a striped chipmunk with his smoke. He even puffed a small puff, accidentally of course, right at the other animals. The smoke felt rather warm to the other animals. The giraffe said, "You stop it." The zebra said, "I'm going home." Dexter stopped blowing smoke. He thought, "I don't want them to go home," he said loudly. "Oh, I guess I won't blow plain smoke anymore. I think I will blow smoke rings." He stuck his head straight up in the air and blew smoke rings. The other animals just had to watch Dexter blow smoke rings. They moved back a little so they wouldn't get scorched. They watched until they were so envious they could hardly stand it. Finally, the elephant said, Certainly is silly blowing smoke rings, and he started to stalk away. Dexter stopped blowing smoke rings, he thought. What can I do to make them stay? He said loudly. Oh, I guess I won't blow plain smoke rings anymore. I think I will blow smoke rings around my tail. He turned his head and blew smoke rings around his tail. He switched his tail this way and blew rings around it. He switched his tail that way and blew rings around it. Finally, he switched so hard he hit himself in the nose. The blow brought tears to his eyes. Dexter blinked quickly and said, "See, I can even hit myself in the nose." The animals were so envious, not knowing how Dexter's nose hurt, that they couldn't bear to watch one more minute. The zebra said that Dexter's always showing off. The giraffe said, "We don't like him, do we?" The elephant said, "Come on, let's go." Then Dexter saw the other animals actually going. He stopped blowing smoke rings. Suddenly he remembered that he wanted someone to play with. He called out hopefully, "Want me to come with you?" The giraffe said, "No, we don't." Dexter watched them go. Then he went home and said to his mother in a forlorn voice, "I haven't got anything to do." His mother said, "Blow some smoke." "I don't feel like it," said Dexter. His mother said, "Go and play with the other animals." "They won't play with me," said Dexter. "Then you must have been showing off," his mother said. Dexter wandered down the road to where the other animals were playing. He did wish he could play too. He sat down. The zebra shouted, "We don't like you! Go away!" Dexter was very sorry now that he had showed up. He had no one to play with. He was tired of blowing smoke. He wandered into a cornfield and laid down in the shade of a tall cornstalk. He watched a yellow butterfly flutter against the blue sky. He watched a green grasshopper hop on a blade of grass. The butterfly and the grasshopper did not know or care how lonely Dexter felt. He could hear the faraway voices of the other animals playing. The sun was warm. The sound of insects and the faraway voices began to make Dexter drowsy. His eyes closed and he fell asleep. Dexter began to dream fireworks were going off. Then he dreamed the most delicious smell in the world. He woke up. He heard pop, pop, pop. "Popcorn!" cried Dexter. Right under his nose was an ear of corn that had fallen off the ground. Dexter's hot breath was popping the corn on the ear. Pop, pop, pop. The kernels were popping out. Dexter reached out and grabbed some. Crunch, crunch, munch, gobble, gulp. Good, said Dexter. Soon the popcorn on the ground was all gone. He stood on his hind legs and blew the husk off an ear of corn on the cornstalk. Then very carefully Dexter breathed his hot breath on the ear of corn. Pop went the corn. Pop, 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 pop. The crisp white kernels fell in a shower. The popcorn smell began to drift through the air. The giraffe, the zebra, and the elephant stopped their playing. They said, popcorn." They put their noses up in the air and went sniff, sniff. poured the smell. When Dexter looked up from his crouching, they were peering around the corn stalks. Dexter swallowed the popcorn and said quickly, "Have some." The giraffe, the zebra, and the elephant cried, "But you've eaten it all up." Dexter said, "I'll pop more." He moved eagerly along the row of stalks to a new place and quickly blew off some of the husk. His hot breath started to pop the corn. The popcorn fell all around. The animals crunched and munched. Soon, the popcorn was gone. Dexter said quickly for fear they would go away, "I'll have some more for you if you want." The animals looked at each other. The giraffe said, "Dexter is very nice when he doesn't show off." The zebra said, "Let's ask him to play with us." The elephant said, "Want to play with us?" Dexter cried, "Okay." He was so delighted that before he knew it, he breathed a little too hard and out came a cloud of smoke. But Dexter quickly turned his head to one side. "Oh, excuse me, please," he said politely. And then they had played until they were hungry. Dexter popped popcorn for everyone. The end.